BMW just announced their second Neue class vehicle, and just like its bigger sibling, it aims to impress. And it better, because it carries on it the name of one of the most iconic EVs in history, the i3. So in this video, we're going to take a look at this vehicle, talk about its impressive specifications, and ponder the idea of, is this vehicle a game changer or just another EV? Well, let's talk about that right now. Hi, this is Rich, and welcome to Wings, Wheels, and Wires. So, the first Neue class of vehicle, the iX3, has been a huge hit, both with reviewers who've had the opportunity to drive it and with the public in general. It has already garnered over 40,000 pre-orders, and this is without even being able to test drive it or lay hands on the vehicle at all. This is simply just from what people have seen on the internet about the vehicle. So it's definitely a hit. And now we come to the second Neue class of vehicle, their i3. As the owner of an original i3, I have to say this release has left me with some mixed feelings. On one hand, this is the last nail in the coffin that holds my hope for the i3 old school version of ever coming back with updated technology and battery tech. Go ahead and like and comment down below if you would have loved to have seen a slightly longer wheelbase version with 300 miles of range of the old school i3. Go ahead and do that. Now, on the other hand, I have to admit, I always knew this day was going to come, and at least this new i3 doesn't disappoint. The looks are decent, the specs on it are awesome, and the technology seems to be outstanding. Now, let's talk about those looks, starting with the outside. And if I'm being honest, I'm just the slightest bit disappointed here. Don't get me wrong, I don't dislike the looks. I was just expecting something a little more different. For anyone who's followed my channel for a while, you would know that I am a fan of vehicle designs that break the mold. Look at my 2017 i3. That vehicle screams, I am not your normal car. Much the same could be said about the teaser images we had for the upcoming i3. It had a slightly wider and higher trunk area, and then a really narrow and low slung hood. Made it look both kind of futuristic and even a little retro at the same time. Now, did I love this design? Not really. I liked it, but I can't claim to have loved it. But what I loved is that this vehicle shouted, I'm not your mama's 3 Series. And now, after the release, we get to see what we actually get. And unfortunately, it is your mama's 3 Series. Right? Now, don't get me wrong. I like the looks of the vehicle. The back bumper area looks crisp and modern. The front bumper and grille, so to speak, area is very cool looking. We'll talk more about that in a minute. But the everything in between the bumpers, just like the Tesla Model 3 refresh a couple years ago, everything between the bumpers looks pretty much unchanged, which is disappointing because everything else about this electric vehicle looks like a glimpse into the future of EVs, except for this part, and that's kind of sad. Now, if you're disappointed because you were expecting me to do nothing but pile praise on this vehicle, fear not, because the praise is coming. We're going to start with that front grille bumper area. I really enjoy what BMW is doing with the Neue Klasse with these LED configurations, and it definitely looks better than the baboon butt kidney grille that we've been getting for the past couple of years. And as much as I like the look of this light setup on the iX3, I like the i3 even better, because since it's a lower profile front end, it makes it a lot thinner, and it actually makes it look even cooler and definitely more aggressive when those lights are lit than what the iX3 did. Moving on to the inside, which is pretty much a cut and paste from the iX3, which makes sense because one, they are siblings, and two, it's a beautiful design. I personally love the digital white. Go ahead and comment down below which color for the inside is your favorite. Do you like the digital white or do you like one of the other colors? And even has the vertical spoke steering wheel, same as the iX3, which I personally like. I think it looks really futuristic, spaceship-ish, but it has gotten a lot of criticism from reviewers that have seen it in person. I don't know if this is just aesthetics or if it actually affects the driving. I'm going to have to drive it myself to see if it actually affects the driving in a negative way or if these folks are just whining about nothing. By the way, if you are as frustrated as I am by the fact that I'm reviewing this vehicle without being able to lay my hands on it, there is something you can do about that. You can make my channel grow big enough to become worthy of the fancy invites to these pre-release events. So the way you can do that is go ahead and watch the videos to the end. hit the like, subscribe buttons. Go ahead and share this video with your friends. And also, if it's in the first 7 days, there's a little hype button you can hit. You can hit it up to 3 times, which lets YouTube know, hey, you should send this video out to more people. That would be absolutely great. And of course, commenting down below helps the algorithm. And also, I just love hearing from my viewers. All right, now back to the i3. As far as the technology involved, everything is pretty much exactly, once again, the same as the iX3, which is a really good thing because from every hands-on review of the iX3 that I have seen, the AI features that are integrated into it and the Heart of Droid driver management system seem to be outstanding and make it a wonderful vehicle to drive. And the i3 promises to be everything that is and more because by nature, being a sedan, it's smaller, lighter, and has a lower slung design. All of these things should make it even more of a joy to drive than the iX3 has been. Now, the last and certainly best area that we're going to talk about is the stats. The xDrive 50 is going to be the dual motor version, starting at about $60,000. There will also be a single motor version, the xDrive 40. They'll start at $55,000. Now, I appreciate that these prices are not cheap, but they are actually pretty cheap for being a BMW. The current cheapest gas version of the 3 Series is the 330i, which starts at $48,000. And to get anywhere near the performance specs of the i3, you'd actually have to move up to the M340, which starts at $62,000. So actually, for what you get, it's actually pretty comparable to the gas version. So what do you get for that money? Well, let's start with 440 miles of range, which is absolutely awesome. It makes it pretty much the longest range sedan, at least here in the United States, with the exception of the higher spec Lucid Airs, which are a lot more money. You also get 462 horsepower, which is awesome. So it'll make those very long 440-mile drives all the more exciting if you choose to make them so. It will also have an 800-volt architecture, enabling it to be able to charge at up to 400 kilowatts, which is absolutely awesome because if you're on a road trip and do actually somehow need to charge, you can put on like another 300 miles of range in the amount of time it would take for you to sit down and have a quick snack and get back on the road, which is pretty impressive. It also, by the way, has bi-directional charging, which will be pretty awesome as well. That's my take on the new upcoming BMW i3. Let me know down in the comments section below. Do you think this is a great thing? Do you think it's going to be competitive? Do you like the i3 or the iX3 better? Obviously, that's a matter of what your needs are, but which one are you more excited about? Go ahead and put that down in the comment section below and check out this video.